The Washington Post reported this week that after William Barr resigned as Attorney General this past December, Donald Trump, on a near daily basis, they said, almost every single day, was calling his then acting Attorney General, Jeffrey Rosen, because obviously there wasn't enough time left in his administration to appoint a new one and have it go through all that. So he had an acting Attorney General, Jeffrey Rosen, and was calling him almost every day to convince him to launch investigations into Trump's voter fraud claims. Voter fraud claims that all of us know were completely false. And luckily, Jeffrey Rosen did not appoint any special prosecutors. He did not launch any investigations. He essentially ignored everything Donald Trump was telling him almost every single day. Now, here's where things get a little bit more interesting from this story. The phone calls stopped after January 6th. Once the Capitol riot or insurrection or whatever you want to call it, once that happened, Trump stopped pestering the DOJ to investigate his bogus claims of voter fraud. Now, I wonder why that is. Well, of course, as we know, Donald Trump was basically immediately facing his second impeachment, so he was probably a little concerned about that, even though he knew the Senate was going to protect him. But you still have to wonder, something clicked, right? Something happened, something changed. And I don't think it's that Trump suddenly had a change of heart after watching how horrible his supporters could be when they're all hopped up on his lies. For me, I think it was at that moment, once the adrenaline that Trump felt from watching his supporters on TV and loving every second of it, which we know because that's what's been reported, I think after that he had a realization that, I'm going to be in trouble. See, things like that don't just happen without people being held accountable for it. Or at least we want to hope that people get held accountable for it, not just those who stormed the Capitol, but those who incited it. Those who spread the lies that got those people crazy. Because let's not forget, folks, the reason they stormed the Capitol is because they genuinely believed the election had been stolen, that there was widespread voter fraud that benefited Joe Biden. Hell, the event they were at prior to the insurrection was called Stop the Steal. They believed illegitimate things were taking place with the Electoral College certification votes set to take place later that day. And Donald Trump's repeated calls to Jeffrey Rosen once again show us that this was coming directly from Trump himself. And I know we know that. So you don't need to tell me that we already knew that. The problem is there's a world of difference for Donald Trump going out and saying that at a rally versus trying to abuse his political power to force his subordinate, Jeffrey Rosen, to investigate non-existent voter fraud claims. That's the kind of thing that can get you in trouble. That's the kind of thing that's going to come up in these hearings that we have right now. Trump knew suddenly that those phone calls would eventually come back to haunt him. And again, I hope they do. I hope what Donald Trump had done prior to that insurrection, trying to abuse his office to get people to investigate his fake claims, I hope it all comes out during these committee hearings. Because it all played a role in basically turning these people into mindless zombies storming the Capitol. Trump's role has to be explained, it has to be explored, it has to be investigated, and that includes revelations like this, that he was calling that then acting Attorney General almost every day to get him to overturn the election.